Alright, got yet another unboxing video here. This one, once again, from our friends at Plaza Japan. I've been finding some good deals there and saw this one and pulled the trigger because it's something I've been looking forward for quite some time. I'm kind of on the side here from my normal table because it's being taken up by a giant Lego railgun that I'm building. It's coming along very nicely. It's that big giant one that's on the double rails. It's coming along nice. So I'll put the video link of this one in the description below if you're curious about this beast and what it looks like at the end. But yeah, because that one's there, I have to go over here on this mini table to do this one. And let's see what's inside. I have not opened this yet. This is as far as I've gotten. 3 items. One is a locomotive, which I'll show later. This one I sprung for the 6-pack of Tomix lights for what's in here. I can open it up. Let me get this out of the package. All right, there we go. Tomix, which is a brand I like. Kato is traditionally like top of the line, but I tell you what, I've been having some good vibes from these Tomix sets. They work pretty good and pretty quiet, and I've been really happy with it. So let me see if I can get it out here. Tomix seems to have these same cases for everything. There's another one laying on over there for a different set. But they always have like a different picture on the front, which if I could... So this one is looking all starry and cool. And if you can't tell what it is, it's another Shinkansen Bullet Train. Now I have this guy, which comes with, or I have the full 16 car set, which I did a full review on. If you're curious, I'll put that in the description below, link. I've also since added lights to all 16 cars, so it looks really awesome going around the track, all lit up in its 16 car Bullet Train glory. But the paint scheme of this one I always thought was a bit too dark. So I've been in the market for a more light and white Bullet Train, and I saw this one on sale, and it looked really cool, and so here's the big reveal. Ta-da! It's a 6-car set, which is perfect because I sprung for the 6-pack of Tomix lights, which was another 30 bucks, but I think it's totally going to be worth it. It even looks like these are the newer type of lights, because my Tomix ones before didn't have all that fancy circuitry. So I wonder if these are the ones that like go all crazy. I've seen some video where like the lights like flash different colors and do all kinds of fancy stuff. So I wonder if those are these, and I accidentally bought those, or Tomix upgraded all their lights to do that. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But I really like the burst of color on the paint scheme. In the white, I think it looks really cool, and it's going to be nice and bright in the Bullet Train to complement, my Kato one. So if I open it up, again, these are all first impressions. I think it looks awesome. That's really cool. I like that red line too that goes along the sides. I saw in the pictures, I'm not super crazy about the red roof. I think it's a little off-putting for what the rest of the paint scheme is. That would be nice to see a gray, light gray, or a white too. But I really like this burst of color side thing going on. I think it's some kind of special anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. For why they did that paint scheme. But it looks great. 6 cars is a little short for me. I would have liked to have seen this 7 or 8, but I can't complain too much because it, is a perfect complement to only needing 6 lights. So so what I think I'll do, let me think about this. Let's look at one of these others. Ooh, there's some weight to that. That's cool. Look at these funky pantographs. I have not seen that style before. It's weird. Blue seats in that car. I think all the cars are like different colors. So like this is a red one, red seats. These are green. These are red again, and then some blue ones. So I'm thinking the lights with the different color seats will make it look really cool too, and really pop. So because I have the lights, because I have these, I think I'm gonna put the lights in first before I run it around in this video real quick. So I'm gonna do that and then see what this puppy looks like all lit up. All right, well, I'm gonna do one of these at least on video to install the lights. Picked out a normal car in the middle. Thought that would be the easiest because I think the front ones you have to like cut and shorten up, and motor car is hard to deal with. So I'm gonna try this one. I can already tell. I can't remember if I've done Tomix lights before. I thought I did, but maybe not. These seem to be way more advanced than anything from the Kato side of things, which I've done on a number of the trains. I don't know, it just feels a lot more premium, a lot more high-tech, a lot more advanced than what Kato's got. So the installation, of course, is all in Japanese, but with a real-time translator app, it's pretty easy to understand what's going on. You got these like little stickers they want you to put on, and it's called the light shield. I guess it goes around here so that it beams the reflection back this way as opposed to all over the place. Why it doesn't come pre-installed is beyond me, but that's per the instructions here on the flip side right here. So, you know, we'll have to do that first, shield it up, and then pop this sucker open and install some lights. Okay, well, I put the tape on and the power's on. So in theory, because these are metal springs, if I just stick them on the track like so, we should have some light. There it is. I can get the springs to stay on the rails. We have the power. It will stay, I'm sure hopefully it will stay on more consistently on the train, but it looks pretty good right now. Took a little bit of doing, but I did pop off the top of the car. Springs, looks like they go right in these little holes in the back, and then they sit on top of the seats. And we'll have some lights here in a second. So just stick those in. Although, according to the instructions, which I can't imagine this is right either, it wants you to like cut off the springs. I don't know why. Maybe they're too long. I don't know. I'm gonna play around with that a little bit, but per the instructions right there, when you translate, it says cut them off. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so that was pretty easy. The springs just went in that little slot there, and then they snap on top of the light, or the light snaps down in those little hooks. Interesting enough, the light kind of bends downward, if you can tell in the video towards the end. It really cuts off, which I guess is by design, because I looked at some of these other ones and they all seem to do the same thing. I'm not too concerned about it, but let's power this puppy up and see what it looks like, just like this. All right, this thing wants to just roll down the hill here, which is a good sign because those wheels, they're really fluid and want to roll. So I'm just gonna let it go and power it up. There we are. Yeah. Playing around with this too, I noticed these wheels sound very loud. I don't know if it does it justice with the video, but like, those are some loud wheels going on. Hey, look, it's coming back. I told you it rolls. So we'll see what it's like when we got everything up and going together. I haven't run this at all yet, so I have no idea how loud the motor is or anything together. But if these lights are any indication, it's gonna look really good with everything put in place. So let me get these other ones on, snap everything back together, and we'll run it around for a little test. All right, so the installation of these is going pretty well. Really easy, in fact, much easier than the Kato ones. This system is just way better than the other one, I feel like. I even like the fact that on these connectors with the trucks, you'll see some copper wire there also on the part that, you know, connects to each car. That's because power from all the cars share amongst each other. So if there's some electrical pickup issues with one of the trucks, the other cars will share power with it to help a more consistent lighting effect. I noticed this on my Shikishima. Has the same connectors for the Tomix Shikishima set that I got, but those came pre-installed with lights, so I never had to do it myself. But it does make a huge impact on being able to keep the lighting consistently across all the trains. So that's pretty awesome. I did have to cut some springs down, but only on the motor car. That's because the motor was so high that the springs just, I mean, the metal part you connect to was already all the way up, so you had to cut it down or else it wouldn't really fit in right. And then on these front cars, which is what we're doing here for the front part, like I suspected, you'll have to cut this down to here. These last two little lungs got to get chopped off, otherwise it won't fit in the slot. Now, if you saw me try to do this with the Kato ones, they never went well. And I injured myself like every time, but I did snap off the other one and it worked really well and no injuries to speak of. So I just got to do one more, snap that on. This is the last truck I got to do, and then we're ready to roll. We're at dusk, which is the perfect time to run a train you just lit up. So one thing I wanted to note was the couplers. I've had the same style on a couple of the Tomix ones I've got, and they've always given me trouble. I think I complained about it in one of the videos I did, but they must have fixed something, because in this newer version of a train, it's very much easier to just come over here and go snap, and then it's in. Before, like missing and flipping to the sides and doing all kinds of nonsense, but I've had no problem connecting these up. It all snaps together real nice and neat, and yeah, we're ready to go. As I stated, there's only 6 cars here, so it does seem a little on the short side for what it is. I would have liked to have seen it 7 or 8, but no matter. We're good to go here, so I'm gonna turn it on and see if I suspect the lights are going to turn on before it starts to move. So why don't we check out the lights before it gets going, and then go from there. All right, lights are on, and it's just starting to inch forward on me. You can see it. It's kind of jerky at that slow speed, but you can see what the lights look like before it gets going there. Alexa, turn off the lights. There it is across the board. Now, I would have thought the different color cars on the inside, or the different color seats, would have made the lights look differently depending on what car you're looking at, but they all kind of seem the same. I toned it down. Everything, all the lights look somewhat the same there, so interesting. Got some good lights on the front. You can see those come with it. You get those normally, but then I installed all the side lights beyond that, and then you get the big red ones on the back, or depending on which way direction you go. If I flip it in reverse, these would be white, and then the red ones will be on the back on the other ones. But yeah, why don't we crank up the power and turn this bullet train loose. There we go. First time around. I will say it's a lot quieter than I thought, but it's still pretty loud. When I was testing those wheels, I thought it was going to be very, very loud, but it ain't too bad. Very smooth. That's always what you want out of the gate. And those lights are nice and bright, consistently staying on, no flickering. Sometimes you gotta warm them up, but not these because they're all sharing power, which I think, you know, helps a lot. The lights, I think, were a good touch. That was worth the extra 30 bucks. All right, slowed it down a bit so we could see some more detail in motion. And yeah, this is a good one. I'm liking this. No complaints that I can tell. Everything's looking and working perfect. Whoa, bumped into the table. So there you go, there's a quick intro. I'll do a full review once I play around with it, of course, whenever I get around to doing those. I haven't done those in a while. I've been busy with other projects. But yeah, I like this so far. This is really cool. I'm glad I got it, and you know, here's to many happy circuits going around the track. Say goodbye for now.